No, it's hard not to. Like I think you want it to kind of hurt a little bit. It does linger a little bit, but you know that hurt and that pain I think kind of fuels you. But yeah, for sure. I mean, and especially in a series like that where it's so tight, and we had a few games there where we had it in our hands, and it just slipped away a little bit. Especially in that kind of scenario, you definitely think about it a little bit. But like I said, like all you can do now is use it as fuel. What's in the past is in the past. So yeah, we'll hopefully learn from it and use it as fuel.
Looking back, your first full season in the NHL. Overall, how would you assess your first full year?
Yeah, I mean, I think from a personal standpoint, it was a pretty good year. I think felt like kind of a tale of two seasons for me. I feel like in the first half, kind of was a little inconsistent. I didn't have as good of a start as I wanted, or maybe wasn't playing up to my own expectations. And I think around Christmas time, I took a bit of a step, and then after All-Star break, came back from All-Star break and felt like I changed a couple components of my game. I had a couple different focus points that were kind of new to me, and yeah, it changed a few parts of my game, and it really allowed me to kind of elevate, especially down the stretch. And I felt a lot of progress from the start of the year to the end for sure. And I felt like down that stretch where we had that 18 game streak and in the playoffs, felt like I was playing some of my best hockey of my life, and having a positive impact pretty consistently. So I like where I ended up this year, and hopefully just keep that confidence going that I gained in the second half, and kind of take it into next year with me.
Luke, how big was that confidence talking to Andrew Burnett whenever those slumps were coming, or what was it like to have those conversations with him when you were learning new things this year?
Yeah, he's a great communicator. I remember in the first half of the year, especially we were talking almost after every game, whether it was just like a 2-minute chat after each game, just kind of breaking it down a little bit. But I think, like I suggested, like those focus points, a couple of new things that I was focusing on in the second half that I hadn't really thought about as much before in my game, and that's a credit to him. He's the one that planted those seeds in my head to kind of think about and focus on, and I felt like it really helped my game, and allowed me to have the puck more, and just be more dangerous. Use my playmaking abilities to my advantage. So that's a credit to him. He's kind of the one that planted that seed in my head.
Was there a specific point where you felt the confidence coming to you? And if so, can you recall when that was?
Yeah, I don't think it was one play or one game necessarily. I think I felt after All-Star break, I had some meetings with the coaches and was watching some stuff, and like I said, had some different focus points that really helped elevate my game, and I think I strung together a couple games. I think it started around the same time as that 18-game win streak, which isn't really a coincidence. I don't think. I think right around that time, yeah, just felt the confidence building a little bit, and was able to elevate my game from there and kind of have more of a positive impact.
Luke, how much did you grow this season, do you feel like, overall? And then did you learn about that extra level that you have to take it to in a playoff series as well?
Yeah, no, like I was saying, I feel like I grew a lot this year. My game at the start of the year compared to the end was kind of night and day. I honestly felt like I was a bit of a different player, did a lot of progressing and growing this year, which is what you hope for in your first year. It's not always gonna be a straight line. There's gonna be ups and downs, and you got to learn from the good, you got to learn from the bad, and I think I did a pretty good job of that, and was able to have a good impact in the second half, and those playoff games, that was a great experience for me. Obviously, I wish I could have produced more. I wish we could have won the series. It was right there, but I think, like I said, in those playoff series, you got to feel everything. You have to feel the highs and the lows, and we certainly did. Feel it all. So, it's my first taste of the Stanley Cup playoffs, and hopefully learn from it and just be better next time around.
When you remember what it was like this time last year with a lot of uncertainty about where this was headed, does it feel different now? A lot more like you guys are ascending a little bit. You got something you can build off of here.
Yeah. It feels like we have more set culture here than it did around this time last year. I think there was so much turnover with the organization kind of this time last year. players, staff, management, everything was kind of changing. And so, yeah, like you said, a bit of uncertainty. But I think this year with, all the additions we made, whether it was, players or staff or management, it was, we kind of set the culture a little bit. And I could feel that. And we brought in, people that have won before, had a lot of success and experience, a lot of veteran leadership. And, I really think that helped set that culture of, what we're trying to do here in the future. So, I think in that sense, it was we progressed a lot this year.
Does that make this offseason almost easier where you don't think you have to worry about much, with the team established and the coaching staff established? You can just kind of focus on yourself and your game, and you're kind of getting in position to build off of this year?
Yeah, it's good in that sense, having a little more security, but I think also it's tough this time of the year because that the group will never be 100% the same. There's going to be some tweaks and some, you just can't bring everybody back, which is unfortunate. We loved each other so much. We love playing together. We had, this is one of the best locker rooms I've ever been a part of. Obviously, I haven't played too much in the NHL. This is all I've ever really known, but, there was just a lot of love and in the locker room, and it's disappointing that, it's over, so, in that sense, it's tough, that we won't get a chance to run it back. But I think, like you said, with now that we kind of have more of a culture set and a little bit more security in terms of, what to expect in the future, I think, that's exciting.
You love the game. Are you able to watch the playoffs now that you're out of them?
I kind of took a little break, I won't lie, but I'm sure, it's hard not to. It's it's popping up on your phone, on your timeline, all that stuff. So I'll probably get back into it. I can't lie.
Thank you.
Thanks, Luke.
Thank you.
Good, sir.